What's going on? What's going on, everybody? It is the only sports podcast. That's right, the only sports podcast. I'm Will. That's Casino over there. How we doing today, Casino?
Doing okay until like literally during that intro, I reached back because I had a little itch on my back and scratched it. Oh, guess what? It's one of those pimples, I guess, that you can never know that is there, and then all of a sudden it's there.
And
Yeah,
then
now and
that
like you just
hurts.
like kind of like you just touched it enough to where now it's like stinging, and you're like I know everybody's been there, everybody's experienced that,
Yeah.
at some point. So now I just gotta wait for the wife to come home. Be like, can you pop it for me? Can you pop it for me?
I mean, if we were doing a studio show, I'd help you out, buddy, but we're not.
We'll
We're
be. I mean, we'll
miles
get there.
apart.
We're gonna get there. I know it's been a long time, but once this summer hits and I get things figured out, as you know, once that gets all squared away, we'll get it. We'll get it going. We'll get it going. I miss going over there. Every time that I go to my parents' house, I just see it and I'm like, we gotta get back. We gotta get back in there.
Also, speaking of getting back in there, this is a good Segu Casino. What is it? I've been thinking like, man, what are we gonna do with our TikTok?
You
'Cause we're not
always
doing
think.
we're not doing TikToks. And then I was like, I don't really know. Usually it's a football thing. What do I do with TikTok? I have no all these other apps, like we're streaming live right now on YouTube, Twitch, X, Instagram, and Rumble, right? Those are the places we go live, get pretty good numbers across the board. There's no one that's really like an outlier. The TikTok, how to do TikTok live, like a live show, they've made their process so fucking confusing. I have no idea how to do it. I've tried to sign up for it 3 or 4 times. I've watched YouTube videos. It just does not work. Maybe it's the streaming service we're doing. I don't know. So instead, what I figured we would do, even including going into football season when we start getting clips and stuff like that, is I'm just going to put the full, because on YouTube, every other thing you're seeing it vertically, where me and Casino
Right.
are just next to each other. Or no, I'm sorry, horizontally, where me and Casino are just next to each other. Only on YouTube can you see it vertically.
Now you're confusing me.
Well, on YouTube, you can see it where I'm up here, Casino's below me. So, and Casino is below me. So from now on, you can see not live, but after the live recording, I'm going to put the vertical full episode on TikTok. So if you want to see the vertical version where I'm on top of Casino, like a lot of your fans,
I mean, everybody who's just listening to this is it's gotten very questionable. It's gotten very questionable real fast.
So if you want to see the vertical version, it's either on YouTube or Spotify. Every other version, including or not Spotify. Now I'm going to confuse everybody. I'm sorry.
You're confusing yourself.
I'm just so flustered at the thought of me and Casino. If you want to see the vertical version, it's either going to be on YouTube or TikTok. That's it. Every other version is going to be horizontal, where me and Casino are looking right at each
That
other.
is pressing. That's pressing.
So there you go. And the live vertical version, I'm just going to put on our main feed. So it won't be in the live feed anymore. I'm just going to upload the full horizontal episode. The vertical will still be in live. There you go. I know that's confusing, but had to get that out of the way. Yeah. Casino doesn't care. He's actually
I do care. But that was extremely confusing. Like you had me for the first like 15 seconds, and then I was like, what the hell are you talking about? Figure it out.
What? I'll make a while we're talking on this show,
make a spreadsheet.
I'll make a graph to where it shows what the hell I'm talking about. But what the hell we're talking about,
or in honor of our buddy Tom, just make a PowerPoint.
Yeah, I'm either or. I don't know. But
our buddy said that he's gonna make a PowerPoint for the last, I don't know, 50 years of knowing him, and yeah,
it was wasn't it? It was like to teach us about crypto, wasn't it?
I think originally it was that, and then we just gave him so much shit for a PowerPoint about crypto that he never showed us, and I think we just bullied him too much about it, and then now the joke is.
Not only did we bully him about it, we just kept making everything because as most jokes go in like group chats, somebody says something dumb earnestly, and then everybody makes fun of them saying it earnestly, and then turns every single thing after that person says into a joke.
Yeah.
So he earnestly was like, guys, I'm going to make a PowerPoint so you understand crypto. And all of us were like, why would you make a PowerPoint? And then it just says spiraled, oh, I don't know, into a 2-year joke where every time he mentions anything, we bring up him making a PowerPoint about it.
It's pretty great.
That's male friendship. I don't know if women do that. But
tease the shit out of each other. No, they couldn't handle it. At
Well,
least on my wife, like at least my wife, I know, dude. Every time that she talks about like with her sister and her best friend, and they get into situations and whatnot, I'm just like, I don't know how you guys. They're joking. First off, it's like they're joking about this, they're joking about that. Like, don't take it seriously. Come on now, it's just for fun.
Oh, dude, my wife and me got into, I wouldn't say an argument, but like a spat this morning because she was like, hey, you need to tell the teacher something. And I was like, okay, when I dropped my son off, I told the teacher something. This was the entire interaction. I'm explaining to the teacher says, okay. That was the entire interaction. That happened 30 seconds. So then my wife was like, okay, what happened with the teacher? And I was like, I explained to her what you wanted me to explain to her. And she said, okay. And then she was like, okay, but I need the details. And I was just like, that is the details.
That's it.
That's the whole story. The me texting this out is as long as the interaction lasted. And then she was like, well, it really upsets me when you try to make a joke, because then I started obviously like adding stuff to it and like making it like this absurd thing.
We'll get to sports eventually, guys. Promise.
But no, then she was like, oh, it upsets me when it's something important and you make a joke about it. And I was just like, I already told you what you wanted to know. Like there is nothing after that. But so that's been fun. But also we have Floss in My Grave 9. Great name. Sup, bro.
Great name.
Tanguin 2883 says hi, and then
I'm glad
Daniel,
you say these names and I don't have to.
Dude, there's some people. Daniel 3MF says hi. I also like that little robot.
Thank you.
Yeah, that one's great. But now, Casino, you know what? We always start with NBA. Let's start with NHL.
No, I'm not ready. No, I'm just kidding. We're good.
Let's also, because I just think the NBA playoffs, I feel like those first 4 games outside of one of them pretty much went exactly how everybody thought they would. So I don't really feel like there's this, hot button, hot topic issues. So let's start with the NHL.
Oh, goody. Oop, there we go. NHL. So finally, we have a game 1, and tonight we have a game 1 for the Sabres and the Canadiens. This will be a fun series. I think I sent it to you. Did I send that photo of what they did at Niagara Falls?
No, I don't think you did.
Yeah, so
you sent me another baseball thing we were talking about last episode.
Oh, I sent you 2, and I was balling, dude.
I know,
that dad was balling. Where
the dad's it's the one video where the dad is watching his kid play and he's just like openly sobbing in the stands. Like,
yeah,
God.
I sent you this. I want you to post it while I'm talking about it. So yeah, game 1 tonight of Sabres and Canadiens. This is great because like this is a true rivalry right here. Like it's just a border hop away. This is going to be a fantastic. I'm excited for this. I obviously want the Sabres to 100% dominate the Canadiens, and why? For me, that is just because I can't stand the Canadiens. That team specifically. I know what you're going to say. Being a Bruins fan, but I do like the Sabres, and being a Golden Knights fan, we had a guy named Alex Tuck. He's over there. He's playing phenomenal for the Sabres. I think they have a really good shot. They have home ice tonight through this series, so good luck to them. I think that they can pull this off and pull off this series. After that, I think the Canes are going to sweep. So let's get into that. The Canes are now.
Wait, do you want to talk about what this picture is for the people just listening?
Sorry, yeah, you just pulled it up.
Yeah.
So this is great. So it's a picture of the Canadian side of Niagara Falls and the United States side of Niagara Falls, and they've both put their colors for their teams. So you have the red, white, and blue. Funny enough, for the Canadians up against the shining on the falls, and then on the U.S. side you have the Buffalo colors, the orange and orange and blue shining on the falls, which I think is really cool. And that is what it's going to be all series, those two colors facing each other, which I think is a really neat idea. You're capable to do that. Why not do it? I think it looks great. I mean,
That does look cool.
that's a fun rivalry thing,
You ever
right?
been to Niagara Falls?
I have not.
I
I
haven't
want to
either.
go up there really bad. I want to go up to that area of New York because I've been to New York once, and I'm sorry. I mean, if I'm gonna upset some people, I hate New York. I hated New York. It was way too crowded. It smelled awful. I couldn't do it. And
well, I'll tell you what, when we can segue this later into talking about their fans. What a gross group of people. Like, I mean, dear Lord.
We'll get into that.
Pinning how shit New York is.
And I mean, I know that Boston has their horrible fans as well, right? And
I'm talking Philly. So yeah. But
yeah.
they're all
in
totally
the same class.
class.
But I've been to Boston, and that town smells and looks like they clean it nightly, and it's fantastic. So can't stand that part of New York. I want to get up to Buffalo. I want to get up to the northern part of New York, and I think it's beautiful up there from everything I've seen. I really want to go up there. So anyway, that's a really cool video or cool photo. And yeah, I'm glad that I was able to send that and you posted that.
It does look good.
So let's get into it. Your Flyer. Speaking of Philly, not doing. Ugh.
Dude, it's going to be.
Can we get another one? Can we get another one of those? Ugh.
I mean, we called it. It's going to be a sweep.
Dude,
it's
going to be a
going
sweep.
to be. There's no way it's not.
I love. I just love it. It's great. It looks great, right? And I'm just happy for the Hurricanes, and it makes me happy because that was my East pick since before the season started, and they're going to absolutely just mollywomp your Flyers. They might get one. I mean, they've
them to already OT. Mollywopped them.
Yeah, well, they took them to OT. Hey, they took them to OT. That was a good fight by Philly on the road. So there is a possibility. And I watched that game, and it was a late score for the Canes, just kind of a mess around the net. So there is hope for the Flyers to at least get one. Hell, maybe even two. But this series will be over no more than 6. I would be very surprised if Philly could pull something off. But the Canes are just that good.
Yeah,
and it'll be
good.
And it'll be great because with the Canadians taking away, getting rid of the Lightning, that really opens up, I think, the floor for the Hurricanes. That was the only team that I was worried for them to lose to out of the East. And this is the first time since in 6 years, actually, since a team not from Florida is representing the East, which is pretty dope.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, it was
also,
Lightning.
Florida,
it was Lightning 3 years in a row, and then the Panthers 3 years in a row.
Well, also Florida and hockey, you would never just put those two together.
No, but I will say this. Because once you win the cup, everybody gets their day with the cup situation. One of my favorite things ever was somebody from Florida. They took the Stanley Cup into the Atlantic Ocean, and I actually thought that was pretty cool. Like
that is kind of cool.
That had never been done. Like, right, just running into the ocean and diving into the ocean with the Stanley Cup, which I thought was cool, scary all at the same time. That's almost like the situation of Tom Brady tossing the Lombardi Trophy, down in Tampa. But yeah, cool. It is what it is. But yeah, so that happened, and it's bad. The Canes are going to sweep, I believe, and Game 3 will be tomorrow night. Another series that's probably going to be a sweep is you do have the Avs versus the Wild. I was really hoping that the Wild were going to be able to pull this off. Again, Game 1 was 6 Wild, Avalanche 9. And yes, I tried to get away from the 6-9. Nice joke. Couldn't do it. But this last game, the Avs scored 5 on them, and Wild had 2. The Avs are just scoring like crazy. Like, it's really going to have to come down to just a top-tier goalie performance, standing on their head kind of situation, and doesn't look like the Wild have it. They might, they have to win Game 3. If they don't, it's over. Luckily, they're going to be going at home for the next 2 games, so they might have a shot. Also, we have Game 2 today of the Golden Knights Ducks, and that was a pretty controversial game. The Knights ended up winning 3-1, and I say controversial because there was a play that should have, and in my opinion, it should have, because this is what you're going to get called all season. This is what they've called all season. It was a puck that was flipped up in the air, and down for basically an icing, and it should have been an icing. I will say that as a Knights fan, and the Knights were able to score, and the Ducks coach was irate on the bench, but that's hockey. Sometimes it just doesn't work, and they weren't able to really go back and look at that because, I mean, first off, you can't really go back and look at that kind of a call anyway. But it would have been too tough because the puck was up out of sight, and you don't really know when it was coming to the ground. So, yeah, hockey's kind of quick and simple today. Didn't have too much to talk about outside of just a little bit of controversy with the Golden Knights Ducks, and there seems to be a lot of controversy with Ducks games so far this season. This one did not favor them though. So yeah.
There you go.
To tonight's game?
Short and sweet. I'm sorry.
Short and sweet. I mean, NBA is where the bread and butter is right now, and it's crazy. I've actually been watching NBA, and I've been, reading up on it and studying the playoffs, which is weird.
Dude, I'll tell you what. Maybe it's this show, maybe it's I don't know what it is, but I've been watching so much fucking hockey lately.
And I've been watching so much NBA.
That's what I'm saying. You got your peanut butter and my chocolate, and it's just
you got your chocolate and my peanut butter.
Yeah.
I just watched those Family Guy clips the other day, and it's really funny.
Which actually
not even like they do it multiple times in the series, and they did the one like it was like Caesar and Troy and all of that, and when they did it in that episode too, it's really funny. It's really funny.
But we were actually talking before the show about like favorite comedy movies and all that kind of stuff, because the Rewatchables just did a great episode on There's Something About Mary that I just listened to. And so I was watching clips of just Matt Dillon in that movie because he is the MVP of that movie and so goddamn funny. Like he is so fucking funny in that movie. But then we were talking about Forgetting Sarah Marshall. So this is the question for the chat and for you right now, Casino, before we go to NBA. Favorite comedy movies. We don't have to do a top 10 or anything like that. Just off the top of your head, like what are the movies that come to mind where you're like, I need a laugh, or this movie made me laugh the hardest the first time I saw it?
Forgetting Sarah Marshall, definitely up there for me. Like it.
Yeah.
I said it to you before, before the show, and we weren't even watching that clip, but that movie is so perfect. I feel like it's almost the perfect comedy. It's so rewatchable. It is so hysterical.
And you know what? I love Jason Segel.
Me too.
I love him.
Me too.
He's great.
I can't stop watching that movie. It is so great. That one's great. My buddies and I actually last night we were talking about great John Candy movies, and boy oh boy, one of my favorite movies to watch with my mom. Like it is a movie that we'll go get the VHS out and the VHS player. Yes, it's crazy, but The Great Outdoors. So good.
I don't think I've ever seen that.
Oh my gosh, it's so hysterical. I absolutely love it, dude. That movie, he was so funny, and that was actually the last movie he did before he passed away. Such a funny freaking movie. So that one's great. And what are a couple other great comedies? I mean, you start naming some. Go for it. What was yours?
Well, my favorite comedy movie of all time, and you could do a double feature with one of the best comedies that come out of the last like 10 years, which is Pop Star Never Stop.
That's a really funny one.
That is not my favorite movie of all time, but that movie is very funny.
Yeah. Andy Samberg is also just one of those generational comedians that he doesn't even need to be super funny, and he's funny. He doesn't need to try. He just
that's like The Lonely Island. The Lonely Island is very funny, like in concept and just the stuff they do. But a great double feature with that movie is my all-time favorite comedy of all time, which is Walk Hard: The Dewey Cox Story. I've
never watched that to its fullest, but I know I do remember enjoying it. Obviously, and then we've talked about it many times on this show. The trilogy. Why am I blanking on it?
Shaun of the Dead.
Yes, but what's the name of the trilogy?
The Cornetto trilogy.
Cornetto trilogy. Thank you.
Yeah.
That trilogy is just funny. It's funny as hell.
So I'm doing.
You and I, we've laughed about it plenty, and you've even spoofed it before. is just you got red on your shirt. Like
Yeah.
that is such a silly, stupid bit, but it makes you laugh every single time.
Dude, Shaun of the Dead, I'll tell you what. So I was gonna do Alien Invasion Month on the movie channel
Mhm.
for April. I pushed it back to where I'm gonna be doing it the middle of this month, so in like a week, because the big Steven Spielberg Alien Invasion movie comes out middle of June. So I'm gonna just do that where that's the last movie of that like 30-day countdown. So
Mhm.
the first movie I watched for that, where I was like, oh, the first movie I watched for zombies was Shaun of the Dead. First movie I got to watch for Alien Invasion is World's End. So then I watch World's End, and it's pretty good.
Don't
It's
worry, this
very
is a
funny.
sports podcast, my friends.
Yeah, it's very funny. But then I was like, you know what? I watched Shaun of the Dead. I watched World's End. I got to watch Hot Fuzz. I watched Hot Fuzz. That is by far the best movie of the trilogy. That movie makes me laugh
When Nick
so
Frost just
hard.
starts shooting the gun in the air, God.
Yeah. You've never seen Bad Boys 2. That like how that just comes around is it's so good. But outside of that, the first Austin Powers movie holds up immensely well. That
I
movie
mean,
is
I know
so funny.
I enjoyed Austin Powers, but I don't know if I'd put it up there for me.
Dumb and Dumber. There's we talked about it before the show.
Zoolander would be up there
Yeah,
for me. I think
there's
Zoolander
something
is
about Mary.
yeah. I think
Uh,
Zoolander is highly up there for me. I mean, it's just so quotable. Zoolander 2 was probably one of the worst things I've ever, put my eyes on. Um,
except there's that one part
don't
in the Zoolander 2 that really makes me laugh, where they go meet Kyle Mooney,
mm,
who is he's like the new model guy, and he's talking about how old they are and everything's retro, and he has like this 5-minute scene where he steals the movie. It's maybe the hardest I laugh between the two movies. That is my favorite part. But yeah, the second one's awful. The first one is like, again,
one
like
of
you
the
said,
one of
endlessly
the most
watchable.
quotable movies I think ever.
Yeah. Then we
I think you
got
could arguably put that in as like a top 3 quotable movie of all time, at
yeah,
least for comedy.
right there with Anchorman,
Mhm.
Super Bad, Talladega Nights. Like, we just don't make comedies anymore.
No,
It's really
people don't
sad.
make good movies anymore, man.
But comedies, like, I mean, the thing I don't understand, and again, we'll get to sports in a second. The thing I
Maybe.
don't understand is the two best movie types to see in theaters are horror movies, because everybody's there scared together and there's an energy in the room and all that kind of stuff. The second one is, what is it? Comedies. Me and my wife saw that new Naked Gun movie, which was also really good, really funny. We saw that in a packed theater, and the place was dying laughing. When you're watching a comedy in theater, you laugh harder and laugh more because everybody else around you is laughing. Like,
Mhm.
it's a perfect going to the movie experience, and yet movie studios are just like, oh yeah, we're just not going to make movies anymore. We're not going to
Dude,
make comedy movies anymore. It makes no sense.
there's last thing on the movie thing, and we'll get off that. But was my favorite movie experience of all time was when you, me, Justin, my wife, I think
My wife, my
she did,
kid.
did,
Yeah, yeah.
did they all went as well, right?
Yeah, I
Right?
think there was you, your wife, me, my wife, my oldest son, because our youngest kids weren't even born yet.
No,
And then, yeah, Justin, and I think that was it.
I
So
think that
yeah,
was it.
about like
So we
7 of
went,
us.
yeah, we went and saw Endgame, and
Dude, that
that
theater was
was
packed.
that was the greatest movie experience I've ever seen.
Mhm.
Like that was the best experience I've ever had in a movie theater.
You can I've heard the argument, and you can honestly make a case that that was the funeral for movies. Like, that's COVID happened like a couple months after that, and then movies never really came back. Like, that was kind of the finale for movie theaters. That
Yeah.
was, I mean, as much as I hate it because I love going to the movies, but yeah, but that was the
We
best.
talked more about movies than we did the NHL. This is great.
Well, we're in that we're starting the new series. Also, I segued from NHL before we started talking about NBA, because I made this while you were talking about NHL. This explains it. So, Vertical go to TikTok or YouTube Shorts. Horizontal, go to YouTube, Rumble, X, Instagram, or Twitch. So there you go. Vertical, horizontal, just made that in Canva. You're welcome. That's much more, much easier. What is it? Also, Honey Bunny is back in the chat.
What's up?
It's been a while, just with some awful picks for comedies. The Interview, that movie is hot garbage. Sandlot is not a comedy. Haven't watched it. Is it as good as Hot Rod? Hot Rod is very funny. I love Hot Rod.
Andy Samberg, just great.
The riot scene in Hot Rod makes me laugh every time. Like Danny McBride in that movie is the best. Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, very good movie. I don't know.
Very good movie, not a comedy.
7 Brides for 7 Brothers. That sounds like some old people.
That's one of my mom's all-time favorite movies. I don't.
How old is your mom?
What's up?
How old is your mom?
65.
So an old person movie, like I just said.
No, it is. No, it's a very old movie. It's a very, very old movie. It looks scratchy and worn down. I don't see how that is like a big I guess a comedy for the day. Like, sure. But I'd much rather watch Buster Keaton. Like,
yeah. Well, also I know Honey Bunny, and she is not funny at all. So these picks for comedy make sense completely. 2000, 2010, Adam Sandler, Ben Stiller, Mike Myers, and then I agree. I like the Naked Gun, but I don't think the new generation appreciate that kind of comedy. Will has Big Singing in the Rain right behind him. No, I don't. But now we can move on to, but I do have it right over there on the top of that bookcase. And I do love that movie, but I wouldn't be like, it's my favorite comedy. It's one of my top 4 favorite movies of all time. Now, Casino. This show has gone off the rails, as most of them do. Let's talk about the...
I have an excuse today. You don't.
That's true. I mean, no, I don't. But let's get to basketball. So the first round of the conference semifinals has gone pretty much how everyone would have expected outside of Timberwolves Spurs. So we'll save Timberwolves Spurs to talk about last, because I think that's the most interesting series to talk about. The one we can talk about first is the other game in the West that I think is the least interesting matchup. Everybody knew going in, and it has shown to be that way, because the Oklahoma City Thunder versus the Los Angeles Lakers, much like how we talked about with the Hurricanes and Flyers, this is just going to be a straight up sweep. There's I don't see the Lakers winning one game. Luka, again, somebody asked him about it. He looks like he is going to be out for potentially months from this point, not from when we thought he would come back. Like, he doesn't look like he's going to be sniffing a court anytime soon.
No, but like, somebody who did sniff the court and got back in the series, Austin Reeves, did not play well. I mean, he was 3 for 16. He had 8 points. And the criticisms were out there. Everybody was just giving him shit and all of that. And it's like, dude, this is his first game back from it was an oblique, right? It was an oblique injury.
No, he played in the 2 Rockets games.
Oh, okay.
So he just had a bad game. But everybody
regardless, like, the dude just came back from injury, and you're expecting him to now go up against these top guys. And I know he's a good player, right? But you kind of give him a little bit of slack, dude, right?
Well, again, give him a little bit of slack, because everybody just immediately goes, LeBron James, best player on the court last night, played the best game. And it's like, no, he didn't. His team lost by 18 points. The cover going into that game was 17.5. So the Oklahoma City Thunder, not only did they cover, at no point during that game did you think that the Lakers had a shot of winning that game. Because, again, the Lakers are a flawed team, but it's also one of these things where you go, well, LeBron James, I mean, he's doing it at his age, which, yes, is impressive that he's doing it at his age. But the thing I never get here talked about, I never get heard as a, well, actually, because everybody does well, actually, he's this old and they're missing Luka and they were missing Austin Reeves and he beat the Rockets. Like all these actually, you never hear actually, LeBron James every year gets to basically pick the team he goes to and the players he plays with. Like it's this thing where it's
He's
like,
got free reign.
yeah, it's like, oh, well, Michael Jordan, he always played with Scottie Pippen and Dennis Rodman. And it's like Michael Jordan stayed in Chicago, and then everyone either got drafted to his team like Scottie Pippen or like Dennis Rodman wanted to play with the best player ever. LeBron James has been the opposite, where he has gone to places he wants to play to go play with players he wants to play with. So now we're doing this thing where it's like the Lakers wouldn't be in this position if they didn't get the luckiest trade in the history of the NBA in Luka Doncic getting traded from the Mavs to this team. And now it's like, well, Luka's out. What is LeBron supposed to do? And it's like, what was he going to do without Luka to begin with? Like this, like again, you look at the stats for LeBron and you go, oh, he played 36 minutes, 27 points, 4 rebounds, 6 assists, 2 turnovers. You watch the game, he's just non-existent on the court. Like we just now do this thing where we've always done with LeBron, where we go, well, the winning doesn't matter. Look at the stats. And then you just go, since when did winning not matter? I thought the whole point of it was winning. Like this thing where it's like, oh, well, he's played for 23 years and he holds every like record and stat when it comes to scoring. And it's like, yeah, I hope he does. He's played for 23 years. Like I would hope he would hold all those records. It'd be weird.
So long, dude.
It'd be weird if he was this like still a starter in this league in year 23. And it's like, well, 2,000 more points and he'll pass Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. It's like, yeah, of course he has all the points and all that kind of stuff. But again, we're going to see this Lakers team lose in the second round. LeBron James again lose in the second round. And it's just, when do we hold him accountable for just not playing a winning style of basketball in the postseason? Because everybody always goes, well, he got to the finals 10 years in a row. And then it's like, yeah, and he was 4-6 in that 10-year period. Like, it's like, or no, he got to the finals 8 years in a row. So it was like, yeah, and he won 3 titles and lost, I believe, 6 times. And the only other time he's been in the finals was the bubble year, where you literally had players on other teams just other teams just being like, I don't want to be in this bubble. I want to go home. Like, I don't want to play basketball. Like, you had the Clippers after that series just being like, yeah, we kind of just want to get to home to our families. And yet everybody wants to be like, actually, that was the hardest title that he's ever had to win. And then it was like, really? Because he got a 3-month break in the middle of the postseason. Like, why do you think that would make it harder? When the oldest player on the court, even at that time, had a long stretch to rest. And then again, Anthony Davis was the finals MVP in there. So that's my LeBron rant, because I've already heard oh my God, 40-plus-year-old LeBron, best player on the court in the series. He was -6 when he was on the court last night.
Yeah, it was.
That's what his efficiency was. He was -6. So again, you look across the way and it's like Chet Holmgren was +10 and was 24, 12, and 1, had no turnovers, 3 blocks, and was the best player on the court. Even
the 12
in
rebounds, like just absolutely destroyed.
Yeah, crushed them in the paint. And then Gilgeous-Alexander only had 18 points, didn't need to do anything else. Like, the defense of OKC smothered the Lakers. Austin Reeves had a off night. LeBron James was fine. I'm not saying he was bad. He was fine. And then the better team clearly won at home. And you look at this series and you just go, oh, well, kind of what I've heard with the Sixers, which we're going to talk about in a second, where it's just like, well, the Lakers should be, The Lakers should be excited about winning the first round. And then it was like, yeah, but everybody said if they won the first round and they got Luka back, they would be a real threat in the West. Well, they won the first round. They don't have Luka back.
Now
they're not a threat in the West at all.
Yeah.
like at all. You watch that game and it's night and day difference. Like shout out to LeBron. And again, the longevity is very impressive. But since when did we start grading greatness in sports with longevity but not winning is somehow more impressive than winning in your prime?
Aaron Rodgers.
That's exactly like it's just like everybody's like the best quarterback I've ever seen in my life is Aaron Rodgers. Then it's like
He's the
really
GOAT. He's really the GOAT.
The best pure passer, whatever the hell that made up term means. The best pure passer who never won anything outside of that one year.
Closes his eyes when he throws a deep ball just as much as Favre did.
Oh man, the best pure passer of the football. Really? Because I thought they played football to win games, not to pure pass. Like it's like that's always been my thing in basketball, where it's like greatest player in the world never wins anything, but greatest player in the world. And it's like, don't those two go against each other? Like, again, the Joker argument, if you want to say he's not the best player in the world, is he's only won one title. And that's valid. Like, there's nothing to combat that. True. You just go, well, he's still in the middle of his prime. He could win more titles. If he retires with all the stats and only one title, guess what? He's not the greatest of all time.
There
like that's the bar we've set. That's the metrics we grade players by. It's ridiculous. But outside of that, Casino, let's move. I just mentioned to it. Let's move over to the East and talk about my Sixers and the Knicks.
Do you want to talk
about? Well, I'll tell you what. I thought this is two things. You know, I'm a big mad at the leagues for how they schedule playoff games, just across the board, every single one. How they've been doing these basketball games, there's 2 games a night, and for some reason the second game of the night starts at halftime of the first game, which makes no sense whatsoever. And somebody was like, oh well, somebody at my work was like, oh, well, both games tonight are being played on the East Coast, so they have to start them early and all that kind of stuff. As if people in Oklahoma City are just like, no, our team's in the playoffs. We can't go to a 7 p.m. game. Like, what are we talking about? What are we talking about? But the thing that annoyed me so much in this instance was the Lakers and Celtics play a game 7 in Boston on Friday night. So all of a sudden on Monday night, the Sixers and Knicks are playing again. Meanwhile, the Lakers closed out their series on Thursday and did not play till Tuesday. So why is the West and the Lakers Thunder getting an extra day of rest? Meanwhile, the Sixers and Knicks just plays a day early. That makes no sense to me whatsoever. But again, somebody's going to be like, oh, well, it was scheduled that way. Even though we know it wasn't. But,
which is crazy. I mean, because these are 2 big markets, right?
That's what I'm saying.
You think you would want more time massive markets. Like Colin was talking about the other day, just like, you know, Wemby wants to be the face of the league, but he's going to have a hard time doing that in San Antonio. And, you know, he's not Philly. He's not in LA. He's not in New York, Boston, you know, big markets where, you know, it would be much easier for him to be the face of the league, right? So, yeah, I mean, why not? Why would you do that to 2 teams that, yes, I mean, we could see the blowout, right? It was almost a 40-point difference here, but
yeah,
you can put some of that on rest, right? You can put some of that on that. I didn't agree with that as well. So,
well, I also was like, oh, they're playing Monday night. 48 hours later after that game 7 in Boston, they're going to get destroyed. Like they're going to get their ass kicked.
100%.
And they got their ass kicked by 39 points. And now it's, you know, everybody and their brothers like,
no. So, I mean, here's the thing. Like, as I watched a good portion of this game, a takeaway that I'm going to take from this, though, is everybody from the Sixers, like that starting 5, they were all in double digits. They all played well. They all had some rebounds, some assists, like they were still playing as a team and playing well. But I mean, all of their minutes, nobody hit 30. Nobody hit 30. They were tired, dude. They were tired. And I think that's how that team went into that game, was like, hey, you know, we'll give it our best shot, but we are also going to rest a little bit. and let's not overdo it for the rest of the series, right? And screw ourselves for the rest of the series. We'll play, we'll try to be competitive, we'll limit minutes, but again, they did well, right? Everybody was scoring, they were moving the ball. That's what you want to see. So
Yeah,
game
that's a
2,
good point.
game 2 might be very different, right? And also, they just didn't have much of an answer for Jalen Brunson, who went off for 35 points and just made everybody look silly. He was plus 27, dude.
I
Plus
know.
27 on
Dude,
the
and he
court.
looked it. He looked
Yeah.
it when he was on the court.
Yeah, I mean, Tyrese Maxey was negative 28. Like, yeah.
Well, whenever Brunson was going up for a shot, it just went in. Like
It just went in.
He was
Everything went in.
circus
12
shots
for 18, 3 from 6 behind the arc, and then he was perfect at the free throw line. Like,
yeah,
that's good. That's good, man.
Well,
that's a
also,
good game, and that's a good game. And that's when now you hear all these people like, "Oh, Brunson, he's the best. The Knicks are gonna go win the whole thing." Now it's like, whoa. They're still the West.
Need I remind people that the first game the Sixers and Celtics played was also a blowout in Boston, and everybody thought it was going to be a sweep. So pump the brakes. Now the outlier of what happens off the court is game 2 tonight. Embiid is out. So he's already been ruled out with leg and knee issues. I mean, since game almost 6 versus
sounds like
the
my
Celtics.
life.
Yeah, that's me and Casino. When we miss an episode of this podcast, it's usually related to knee or leg problems, or back issues.
Yes, I was gonna say throw back in there right now.
Yeah,
you see me kind of doing this every now and then, and that's just because at the gym today, dude. Oh, it was metabolic conditioning and it was a lot of plyo, and I'm just like, oh, my back. Like I left there, and like my son wanted me to carry him. I'm like, no. I'm like, I love you, buddy. The truck's right there. Let's go. Come on.
Me and my oldest were doing football like drills on Monday while my other son was at like a soccer practice, so it was on the same field, and he like went to pump fake me, and I jumped, and when I landed, like I just threw my back out, and I was like, all right, well, drills are over, like I can't move. Literally, that was last Monday, not 3 days ago, last Monday, and just yesterday my back finally felt okay. Like it's just aging. It sucks. It sucks, buddy.
Yeah, and I see all these like mid-20 people at the gym and whatnot. and there are some people, I mean, there are people older than me at the gym that I go to and whatnot. But we're all kind of on the same level, like, right? We push it, but we know our limits, right?
Yeah.
And we try to go past our limits, but if we do that, we end up hurting ourselves immensely, and then we're out 3 days. But watching these young guys and girls out there just like, yeah, let's go. I lost 20 pounds in a week because
dude, I was just gonna say that, like, I've been much like you've been getting back in the gym, eating right, like walking every day, trying to
eating okay, eating better.
Yeah. And what is it now? Because I've been like researching like food and like, stuff to gain muscle but lose fat, all that kind of stuff. I've been getting these dudes in my feed, like the reels. No, it's like 22-year-old dudes who are like, if you want to get jacked, like if you want to get buff, like you gotta eat
these 22-year-old dudes are coming in your DMs asking if you want to get jacked. Okay.
On vertical and horizontal. And I'm just like, neither way. But no, it's just like, why would I listen to you? You're in the age where no matter what you eat, it burns fat and gains muscle.
I can't laugh without coughing.
Why would you listen to a 20-year-old like fitness influencer? Like, no matter what you do, you're fine. Like, that's old man yells at clouds. To get back to this game, Casino, what is it? Joel Embiid is out for game 2. I thought this series would be the Sixers losing both games in New York. So even before this injury news, I think that they would have lost this game in New York. I think they have a real shot of winning game 3 and 4, and then it's a completely different series because then you just have to win one road game, one home game.
If they win one, do you think they can do what they did to the Celtics and come back down 3-1?
No. I don't think a team can do that because, again, that's such an outlier because of how rare it is. The possibility of, especially this team with their best player who barely plays, like being already out, like just hoping that you go down 3-1 and then have the magic again. That's dangerous and it's unlikely.
No, the Magic are
But
out.
I mean, yeah.
Sorry.
But the Magic, well, the Sixers might be out. I wouldn't be shocked if they got swept just because they were supposed to lose to the Celtics. Like we're playing with house money here. Like
House money.
The Knicks for the past, 3 seasons have been tailor-made and built to beat the Celtics to win the East. So the Knicks should be the team now with the Celtics out of it to represent the East in the finals. Will they? I don't think so. Their defense, I'll tell you what, their defense in that first game against the Sixers was fantastic. Offense outside of Brunson, kind of like every offense left in this league, which is just if their best player doesn't go off, they can go real long stretches where just their offense looks abysmal. And again, you can say the same thing about the Sixers or the Thunder or the Spurs or any of these teams, but the Knicks, again, when you watch them play defense, they just look kind of lost out there. Again, they're a very offensive, need to outscore you big team. And that's exactly what they did game one. Game two, I think it's going to be more of the same as the Sixers do play small ball, which is a lineup I think works for them. But again, they're just a completely different team with Embiid on the court. Also, shout out to Nick Nurse of the Sixers, where his brother, I guess, passed away a week ago. And so he had to leave the team to go to his funeral and then fly back today to coach the team tonight. So shout out to him. That's, I couldn't imagine. That's rough.
Yeah. And so side note, just tell people you love them. Just tell people you love them, that you care for them, because you never know what's going to happen. So yeah, just to speak candid, while I'm having a little bit of a rough day, one of my good friends, like really good friends, worked with him for a very long time. I've known him for 15 years. Passed away from cancer yesterday or 2 days ago, and it came out of nowhere. It was just all of a sudden good, and then not good, and then 2 months back found out that he had stage 4 cancer, and yeah. So and then yeah, I mean, good on him, and that shows a lot of resilience, and you're trying to be there for and be strong for everybody in your team and everything. So good job there, man. And
well, and again, this stuff is always hard when it's like a friend. Like when it's family, it's a completely different level of devastation where you're just like, I couldn't imagine, again, within a 24-hour period being like, I have to put my family member in the ground, and now I have to a hostile crowd.
It's just it's wild. And there's a lot of people, like, I'm not just going to say New York fans, any sports fans, because sports fans are horrible people, right? That are probably going to try to exploit,
fanatic.
Yeah, we're probably trying to exploit that and stuff like that. And I just I don't know if they did or not, but it's out there. There's some people that are New York fans, again, not specifically them, but just being like, that benefits us, kind of situation, which is just gross. So, but just tell people you love them, tell people that you care for them, because you never know when it's going to be taken away. So that was just a little side note there.
And also what heart goes out to you, Casino, to your friends, his family, all that kind of stuff. Heart goes out to Nick Nurse, his family, fans, and all that kind of stuff. Again, stuff's bigger than sports, bigger than life, bigger than this podcast. And like Casino said, just be I was telling my son this morning, the best quote from a movie ever. We were talking about movies earlier, where Kung Fu Panda, number one, such
a great movie, such a great series. Talk about every movie in that entire franchise was just a hit. Even the new one, I love the new one.
They're all great. I love them. And the first one, they say, what is it? Today is called the present because it's a gift. Yeah. So that's what my son was freaking out today about going to school.
Master Oogway said that. Master Oogway said that, and that is such a strong message, dude.
Also, that's the first time I've ever heard that before, was in that movie. I was like, how have I never heard this before? How have I never heard that saying before? That just makes sense. It just makes sense. But to get back to sports, what is it? Knicks fans, again, because now this is the thing where you have to qualify it.
So sorry, real quick. So here's the full quote, because I mean, you said the last part, but it's yesterday is history, tomorrow is a mystery, but today is a gift. That's why it is called the present.
It's a good quote.
I'm gonna get so that great.
Tattooed on my body somewhere. That's that's great.
Hmm.
But I will say, when it comes to Knick fans, I think, again, Philly fans and Boston fans to a lesser extent than Philly fans, but still around the same ballpark. Nobody ever says with Philly fans or Boston fans where they go, all their fans are garbage. They go like, well, not most of them, just a few of them. They just go across the board. Philly fans are garbage. Boston sports fans are garbage, right? So by that same metric, Knicks fans are garbage. They're the worst basketball fans in the world.
All
because
garbage.
Not only do they don't know how to handle losing, which they do a lot of because they're a garbage franchise, but their franchise is maybe the worst winners of all time. So winning game one, I don't know, there was just a give or take 500 different videos I saw of just like Knick fans basically trying to beat the shit out of anybody wearing a Sixers jersey outside of Madison Square Garden after game one of
That's the New York way of life, right?
Like, just what is it? Garbage fan base. Knicks, I can't wait to see you guys. If you beat my Sixers, can't wait to see you get dog walked by the Pistons or whoever comes out of the West. No way you're getting. Also, Casino can see it on StreamYard for this episode. I said Thunder destroy the Lakers, right? That's the first line in the description for this episode. I put originally Thunder dog walked the Lakers, and YouTube said that was offensive and I couldn't have that term in the
dog walking.
Dog walk,
dude. My heart goes out to all those actual dog walker professionals out there.
So apparently dog walk is too big of an insult where it wouldn't let me put it, which was weird.
Is that why I don't see any dog walker streamers? Like, come on.
I mean, maybe, I don't know. Is that slang? Is that in the what is it, Urban Dictionary? Just as some like,
if it is, I apologize.
Yeah, I've never heard that term before used other than like beat somebody badly. But let's move over to the other East game Casino. Oh, so last thoughts on Knicks Sixers. I still think this can go 7. I still think the Knicks would have won tonight, regardless of if Embiid played or not. And I think really when the Sixers get for games 3 and 4, they lose one of those, series is over. So again, Sixers weren't supposed to be here. They beat the Celtics. I'm happy if this is the farthest they go. But Pistons Cavaliers, this game was a lot closer than the final score indicates, because when you're watching it, you're like, wow, Cleveland is really just going toe to toe with fucking this Marine thing every time. Dude, as I said,
you hate the Marines. We understand.
Oh Lord. But
just like I hate Canada, right? You hate the Marines. Take it out of context.
With about 2 minutes to go in this game, this was like a 1-score possession. And then all of a sudden in the last 2 minutes, just Cleveland couldn't make anything, couldn't get any rhythm going. And then the Pistons literally were just making everything and then ended up winning by 10. But with I'm like less than 2 minutes left, this was a tie game. And then it was just like, oh my God, are the Cleveland Cavaliers going to upset the Pistons at home in game 1? And then it was like, nope, they're actually going to win by double digits. Like, that was one of the most impressive, like, 2 minutes to close out a game I can remember seeing in a long time. And again, I don't know what happened to Tobias Harris, but where was this Tobias Harris when he was on the Sixers? And everybody was like, oh, well, they didn't respect him. He's even, I think, said along the lines of like, they didn't respect me when I was in Philly and all that kind of stuff. We signed him, we being the Sixers, signed him to a max contract, and he was a starter every year he was here. What more confidence do you need than just being like one of the few players we can give a max contract to? You're him. Like, you're with this team, you're a max contract player. But then again, in this game, much like he's done this entire playoff run, is just 39 minutes, 20 points, 8 rebounds, 1 assist. Cade Cunningham goes off for 23 points. And again, Pistons just play not fun to watch offense. I don't like watching the Pistons play offense. I do like watching them play defense. They're a good defensive team. They're a good defensive rebounder team.
That's what I was gonna say is they hit the boards right.
Yeah.
That's the important thing. And when I played basketball at a young age, my dad was coaching me. One of his main things was rebound. Like, get the rebound, because either you stop them from getting a possession, or you have another chance. Like, rebounds are very important. Get position. So that really opens up your game more, right? And
yeah. And then again, Cleveland, much the way we saw in Orlando, where it was just they were playing the exact style the Pistons play, and they were toe-to-toe with them the entire game. Donovan Mitchell, 23 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists. James Harden, 22 points, 8 rebounds, 7 assists. Now he did have 7 turnovers, which I
was gonna say Harden doing. Yeah, I'm glad you said that, because I'm like, Harden doing Harden things, man.
Yeah, and it's just I don't understand again.
Yeah, 22 points, perfect from the line, dude. But you're still -7.
Yeah, I don't understand when you watch James Harden. Just, he is such a great offensive scorer. And then in these big games, always he just crumbles in the weirdest ways. It makes no sense whatsoever because of how great a player he is. You can make the argument he's one of the top 10 best scoring NBA players, maybe ever, just in terms of.
I would agree with that. I would totally agree with that.
And yet just nothing on the postseason resume, just nothing. And honestly, I think if you looked at it with the microscope in his postseason, you could probably connect the dots to just be like, oh, they actually lost more series. He actually helped his teams lose more series than he eever helped them win. Like, he was actually
that's going with that. That's not even a debate, dude. That's not even a debate. That is just a known fact.
It's bizarre.
I don't have the exact numbers on that, but again, there's a lot of teams that he's been on where he's been bounced in that first round.
Yeah, and he's been bounced in the first round by having a negative presence on the court.
Yep.
Yeah.
Negative presence, turnovers, no defense, that kind of situation.
See, this is why I've always been I hate the argument where it's like wins aren't a quarterback stat. Like, winning titles isn't the only most important thing. It's just like, everyone plays the game for 2 reasons, either money or to win games. So when we have that separation on the court where we're like, James Harden's probably made hundreds of millions of dollars playing in the league. Like, if he doesn't come out right and just say, I did this for money. Remember, like, there was a couple of years ago where DeAndre Hopkins, he could have gone to a contender, but instead I think he went to like the Cardinals or something.
The newest one is oh gosh darn it, the defensive guy. Why am I blanking on his name? Huh?
Myles Garrett.
Thank you. Myles Garrett. I don't want to play in Cleveland, pretty much, like, paraphrasing, he wanted out of Cleveland. I'm done with this. I want to go to a contender, blah, blah, blah. Oh, money, highest paid player in that position. Okay, let's go. All right.
Honestly,
he did go out there and perform, though. He ended up winning and, has the sack title now. So good on him. But I saw it a lot with, like, the Patriots, right? Where the Patriots, there's a lot of players who they got their title, right? And what did they do immediately after that? They were like, I'm going to go make my money. And they were not as successful. Maybe that was a lot to do to Tom Brady or whatever, but or Belichick on the defensive side. But they did not, have great careers after they left New England. But they didn't care because they got paid, right? And then you look at baseball, Mike Trout. He will never win a title. He will never win the World Series, but he don't care because he loves where he's at. He's making a shit ton of money, and he's just playing ball, man. Oh, I get to go play a game I love. I get to play a game I love and make a stupid amount of money. Cool.
Yeah.
Let's do it. Let's do it. I'm fine with that. And people criticize him for that. And I think that's ridiculous. Like some people, people have different agendas, right? You can't be upset about that. Like some people just want to make money. If James Harden just came out and goes, yeah, I did it for the money, it is what it is.
Honestly, in this day and age and the culture we have like warped society into, I think a lot more people would just be like, why does everyone hate James Harden? He's just getting the bag. He's just getting the bag. Like that's all he's doing. He's just, why you pocket watching, all that kind of stuff. And it just becomes one of those things. I'll tell you what, the one who for NBA, we talked about him on Monday. The other thing that was said on Jaylen Brown's stream was him saying that this year was his favorite year as an NBA player ever. And then people quickly reminded him, hey, 2 years ago, you won a title with this team and were finals MVP. But he was the single star player on that team this year with Tatum out for most of the year. So it's those guys where you just go, sometimes they either want to win where it's 100% them, they want money where it doesn't matter about winning, or they don't want to play
money, clout, or titles, man. Pick one.
That's what it is. Yeah. And I honestly, when we talked about that stream, that part of it, I guess, hadn't come out because obviously we didn't watch the stream. So the big part of that was talking about Embiid flopping or whatever. Now I've seen the discussion shift to everybody being like, wait a second, that was your fate. This was your favorite year. You got bounced in the first round as heavy favorites. And this was your fate. That's the most evidence I've ever seen of thinking he's going to be traded in this offseason. Mm-hmm. I think he played his last game as a Celtic because I think if it came down to it, the Celtics front office would take Tatum over Brown. Again, regardless of if that's right or wrong, I think
Tatum, we had this discussion, the other day, Tatum is their guy. Nobody's going to get rid of Tatum. Tatum is their guy. People in Boston love Jason Tatum. They do. So it is what it is.
Yeah.
Not as much as, oh my gosh, he left Smart, right? But whatever.
Marcus Smart, yeah. But he was never in contention for best player on the team.
No, but
he was just a good team guy.
And he was everybody loved him.
But there is a real I think it's going to split the fan base because I feel like there's a real group of people that go, oh, what is it? Jaylen Brown makes this team go. Jason Tatum is a good player, but we play better when he's off the court. Again,
no, and that's a valid and that's going to cause a split, and it's a valid split. I can see both sides, right? It's true.
Yeah.
As a Boston fan, fan, right? Again, I like individual players in the NBA, but they're my team by trade. Until we get an NBA team here in Vegas, and then oh man, I'll watch every NBA game. I'll watch every NBA game, which I can't wait for. I can't wait because I
honestly, I think it's going to happen within 2 years. That's I'm
so excited for that. I'm so excited for that. Again, I watch WNBA games because I love watching Vegas teams. I love watching I watched the Vegas Nighthawks. They just won their season opener, and that was great. And that's indoor football. It's great. I just found out there was a Vegas ultimate frisbee team. Longhorns. I'm gonna go to that. They played at a local high school on that field. I'm going to that. I am going to go there because it is Vegas professional. It is still the professional, the top tier of that sport. I'm going to that. I love Vegas teams. So I can't wait for Vegas to get an NBA team. It's been talked about since I was,
everybody thought that was going to be the first sport that ever came here.
Because, Mayor Oscar Goodman at the time, that's what he was, that's what he was pushing for.
Yeah.
I remember I was lucky enough. My dad's pretty successful, and there was a time where I was able to actually go into Mayor Oscar Goodman's office at the time, and the amount of NBA stuff he had in that office, dude, he wanted a basketball team so bad, and we really thought that was going to be the first team here. I really did.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I agree.
Little side tangent.
Yeah. But now
Oh,
let's
did you
talk.
by the way,
Go
did
ahead.
you hear, oh, we'll talk about this later, as we're talking about Vegas sports. Continue, though.
Uh,
We'll end with that on the show.
the last game series we have to talk about is, in my opinion, the most interesting, the one where you can make the most. Again, I said before this series could happen, I could see this series being a sweep. I could see it going 5, 6, 7, any other team, either team winning. I have no idea what's going to happen, and that is the Minnesota Timberwolves at the San Antonio Spurs. And after game one, I'm even more confused as to what is going to happen in this series, because watching this game, not only did it feel like playoff basketball, which it is a night and day difference between regular season basketball and playoff basketball, just in terms of you can feel the teams actually like giving a shit, where during the regular season you'll turn on a game and you'll just be like, oh, the other team is just phoning this one in. Like, the other team just doesn't care about this game. In the postseason, that has not been the case, especially for the Timberwolves, where if you watch this game, the Timberwolves didn't have a good game. The San Antonio Spurs didn't have a good game. And yet it somehow still felt like the Minnesota Timberwolves were in complete control of that game the entire time. Like, they were just, again, if the last shot would have gone in, where the Spurs, I can't remember who it was, but he missed a three as time expired. If that shot would have gone in, I really think still the discussion after game one would have been like, Spurs survive game one instead of Spurs win game one, because the Timberwolves, much like they did with the Nuggets, where everybody, myself included, before that series with the Nuggets was just going, how can the Timberwolves keep up with the Nuggets? And then like 3 games into that series, you were like, uh-oh, the Timberwolves actually might be better than the Nuggets, and like have the offensive and defensive formula to just shut that team down. This one, you go, oh yeah, Rudy Gobert is, again, liability offensively, but defensively, he's won Defensive Player of the Year 3 year for in three like three. Yeah, he's won 3 years of Defensive Player of the Year for a reason. You saw him completely shut down Jokic. This game, you kind of saw him take just Victor Wembanyama out of the game. Victor Wembanyama, this is the craziest stat line you're ever going to see in your entire life. He played 40 minutes, scored 11 points, had 15 rebounds, 5 assists, and 12 blocks. 12 blocks in a game. He had more blocks than he did points, and he played 40 minutes. So also, of his 15 rebounds, 13 of them were defensive. So you look at this game and you look at this series and you just go, all right, if you're a Spurs fan, you go, the Spurs lost a 2-point game to the feisty underdog Minnesota Timberwolves at home, where the best player on your team only scored 11 points. So if you're the Spurs for tonight's game, you go, we have to get Wemby involved. We have to get him involved early. And I think if you can get just a decent Wemby game, like 20 plus points, he's obviously always going to have a lot of rebounds, a lot of blocks. I
I was
think
gonna say, I know as you say that, right? That if he has a decent game, dude, the game he had 15 rebounds and 12, a record-breaking 12 blocks, dude.
I know,
Like
but he
12
only had
blocks, and
11 points.
yet they still lose that game.
Yeah, because again, defensively, he's fantastic. Offensively, he is the engine that makes that whole offense run. So when he is, especially when he was 0 for 8 from 3, if he's not hitting those shots, if he's playing in the post and getting the defensive rebounds and not getting the putbacks, like, I don't even know what this Spurs offense is, because also probably the worst player on the court last night, or not last night, last game for the Spurs was this
Fox.
was De'Aaron Fox, who for 33 minutes, again, only put up 10 points, 3 rebounds, 6 assists, but didn't have the same defensive I guess, defensive addition that Wemby did. Because even though Wemby had a bad offensive performance, that's one of the best defensive performances you can ever hope for. 12 blocks. Most of your rebounds are defensive rebounds. So you look at De'Aaron Fox and you just go, he was on the court pretty much the entire time Victor Wembanyama was, and scored 1 point less and was a negative 13 on the court. That the closest person to him of the starters was +4. So he was almost, what is it, 14 points worse than the next player on his team. Like that's how you lose games. That's how you lose games where you go, the other team didn't play good. We didn't play good, but yet they still beat us on home court, took home court advantage from us. I think tonight, again, for game 2, it's still going to be in San Antonio. I think Wembanyama, you just need to feed him the ball in the post, get him to score like the first 3 baskets, get his confidence up. If I see, what is it, the first possession of this game where they're trying to set up a play for Victor Wembanyama to do a 3-point shot as his first shot and it misses, I'm right there, right off the bat, just going to be like, oh, the Timberwolves are going to win. Like, it's just, I don't know why, if you had a bad shooting performance, a bad scoring performance in game 1, game 2, they wouldn't just try to funnel you easy layups in the paint. Again, get Rudy Gobert uncomfortable, maybe get him in foul trouble early, start the Spurs. I think instead of working on the perimeter, need to work inside and just funnel the ball to Wemby. Like, nobody, again, funnel the ball to Wemby, let him get blocks, let him dish it out to the corners for perimeter shooting. And I think you can beat this Minnesota team. If you're Minnesota, I mean, you have to be on cloud 9 after that game, because again, Anthony Edwards only played 25 minutes, got 18 points, and then Randall, McDaniels, Conley, Terrence Shannon Jr. all picked up the slack of Anthony Edwards, obviously coming back a little prematurely from that injury, and just, playing basically cleanup against the Spurs team that, again, much like the Thunder, everybody, including myself, was like, Western Conference Final, just pencil it in. It's going to be Spurs Thunder. Now there's a real possibility where the Timberwolves can take out
if the Timberwolves.
Jokic.
Do you think if the Timberwolves take the next game, it's over?
No, because I think
Spurs are too good of a team.
Yeah, but I'll tell you what: if Timberwolves beat the Spurs, and then let's say they beat the Thunder, and then they beat whoever comes out of the East, that will. I don't think it'll be debatable. That'll be the best playoff run by any team in NBA history. To go through Joker and the Nuggets, Wemby and the Spurs, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and the Thunder, and then let's say the number 1 seeded Pistons in the East, like to go through all those as the 6th seed Minnesota Timberwolves, it'll be the best run to a championship in NBA history. I don't even think it'll be up for debate. That being said, Casino, what was the thing you wanted to say about
I was just going to talk about the name for the baseball team, the Athletics, coming into town. I just wanted to see your opinion. Did you hear that there was the possibility of they posted a job hiring, right, job fair for the new team and whatnot, and it was for Las Vegas Black Fire. So apparently that a lot of people thought that was going to be the new team name. Apparently it's not. It's a local co-working space, Black Fire Innovation, near the team's New Vegas office, not a rebrand. But a lot of people were thinking that, and they're still trying to get the Athletics to be the name. But they're still having a hard time getting the trademark, which is tough because, I mean, the Athletics, they used to be the Philadelphia Athletics. They were the Kansas City, Oakland, right? So they've had the Athletics name for ever, right? Even when they moved cities. But now they're having a hard time being called the Athletics here in Vegas. Would you like a rebrand name? This is my question. Yeah. Would you like a rebrand name, or would you still like it to be the Athletics?
No, because again, I don't like the Las Vegas A's, because nobody ever calls them the Athletics, right? So it would be the Las Vegas A's. It just doesn't fit. I don't feel like it, again, but you can't call them the Las Vegas L's or the Las Vegas V's. Like those jokes write themselves. And also, what would those be short for? Like, what would it be short for? So, Las Vegas Athletics, again, is there this great storied franchise history when it comes to the Athletics outside of Moneyball? Like, they're known, and the only reason they're known for Moneyball is because the ownership and the team is one of the cheapest teams in all of sports. So now you're coming to Vegas. Again, I've always liked the A's color schemes and their uniforms and all that kind of stuff. But do you really want to go to a new city with just, you don't change anything? You just bring that losing franchise. I mean, look at what happened with the Raiders. It was like new era in Las Vegas, and now the Raiders just had the worst season of any team in the NFL and had the number one pick. Like, it's like I just think it would be smart to just rebrand, just come as a new team.
Look what happened with the Mammoth, right?
That's what I'm saying.
For
Like, look at
hockey,
how
they
much
used
more
to be the
excited everyone
Arizona
is in the Mammoth.
Coyotes, and next thing you know, the Utah Mammoth, rebrand, new city, all the things, new. You give that fan base, new merch, a new identity, and they're gonna be like, oh, it's ours.
Yeah. So, and again, that made sense because it was like, well, the Utah Coyotes doesn't make sense. Like, as far as the Arizona Coyotes go and all that kind of stuff, we rechanged. Also, the Arizona thing was that I can never think of that art style. What's that art style that's like the Mesa art style that's like exclusive to Arizona? Like, that felt like a very Arizona team. And then Utah Mammoth is just a cool name, and it's the ice and all that kind of stuff. So with Las Vegas,
You're thinking Mosaic.
Mosaic, that's what it is. But with the Athletics, again, I just think you rebrand, you make the team new, because with the Raiders, I mean, do you know a lot of Las Vegas Raiders fans? Not really. You know a lot of people who were Raiders fans before, and then they just happened to come to Vegas. Like Las Vegas Golden Knights, I didn't know any hockey fans outside of like you and a couple handful of people who would say they were hockey fans. Now, I don't even know if I have hockey fans. I know a lot of fans who are fans of the Las Vegas Golden Knights. Like, so I think you can do the same thing with baseball. Obviously, you're going to do it with basketball because you're going to have a brand new team. And I think that's going to be huge. But we've talked about it. Like, I just don't. If they would have rebranded the Raiders into the Las Vegas whatever, I think it would have had a bigger fan base. I think it would have felt just different. Like, even look at like the Baltimore Colts becoming the Baltimore Ravens, having their own identity, like shedding all the other stuff. Like, I just think that works well in sports. Just moving one team to another city, I feel like you just kind of lose both fan bases because you're just going, who cares?
Yeah, like
who cares
the
about
Rams
the A's
situation, right? The Rams went to
the Chargers.
St.
I feel
Louis,
like nobody
then
even cares about the Rams or Chargers as like
No.
fans. Like, it's just, I don't. And again, when they were in San Diego, they sure as hell had a lot more fans than they do in Los Angeles.
100%.
It makes no sense. It makes no sense.
The one that bothers me the most in baseball though is the A's, or not the A's, the Angels. I hate what they did
the LA Angels, but they didn't move at all.
The LA Angels of Anaheim or something like that.
That is, and yet didn't change their stadium. It's literally right down the street from Disneyland, which is in Anaheim. That's kind of like how the New York Giants are just the New Jersey Giants.
The Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim.
That is so dumb. That's so dumb.
I know. Because LA has to have everything. That's another city. Well, I don't even want to get into that.
But also,
New York and LA.
Shout out to the Athletics, number one in the AL West right now. So, I mean, I know it's early, but still.
They're playing in Sacramento right now.
That's so funny. It's but outside of that casino,
that's it.
Also, we're going to have a new baseball team, new basketball team within the next 3 years here. One of those teams has to be the Vipers. How do we have all these teams? Not one of them is called the Las Vegas Vipers. That just
Mhm.
sounds cool. It's a snake. Make it a rattlesnake. It
Yeah.
just is. It's a cool
Well,
idea.
yeah, I'll be again. I will not be an A's fan. I'll be an Aviators fan, but I won't be an A's fan. As a or whatever team they come, it's because it's the rebrand. I don't care. It's a transfer team. Ugh, no, not for that. Give me a brand new franchise. As soon as we get an NBA team, I'm all in. Let's go.
Yeah.
Yes.
We should be the first official, whatever the hell the NBA team is. Like for the first official podcast or the unofficial first podcast. Just we'll
I'm
think
sure
about
if we
that.
just reach out to the right people.
Dude, that's what I'm saying. We got connections in this city.
I do. I literally
There you
just
go.
said I was in Mayor Oscar Goodman's, office. Like,
There you go.
I
But
got connections.
outside of that casino, we're losing steam. That usually means it's time to
I've
end the
lost it.
show.
I've lost it. I can't wait for the wife to get home. I'm gonna take a nap.
There we go. This has been the Only Sports Podcast. I'm Will. That's Casino over there. Everybody wish Casino good night. He's going to bed.
Yeah, I was out late last night celebrating my friend's life. So
There you go.
and not trying to end on a somber note. Like it was a positive thing. It was a positive thing, but I am exhausted. I am tired. I'm ready to go to sleep.
And remember, every day is a present. It's a gift because it's the present. I butchered it. You heard the right saying earlier.
I did.
I'm Will. That's Casino. Only Sports Podcasts. Adios.